I'm Dave, and let's talk about exhausts. This is my 2017 Yamaha XSR700, and it's pretty much perfect in every way except this. This exhaust system and this ugly looking tumor coming off of it is an eyesore. It took me a few days to notice it after I first bought the bike, but now I can't really look away. So it has to go. This giant mass under here, probably the biggest part of the problem. This is the muffler, and it helps eliminate a lot of the sound coming out of the engine. So not only is it ugly, it's also destroying all the beautiful music this thing could make. Here we have a brand new LeoVince exhaust. And yes, I did have to Google how to pronounce that. Let's open her up. I just wanted to point this out. I thought this was pretty funny. I found this notice on the box. Thank you for choosing the exhaust, blah, 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 blah. It's handmade, performance, durability. And then it says, every imperfection, therefore, to be considered a distinctive element of the manual processing and guarantees the uniqueness and originality of the same. So they're basically saying if the product is defective, it's not. It's actually just unique. I'm just gonna have to cut this open with... Here we go, and there's the tailpipe. Nice, beautiful. We have some type of document, some type of sticker, homologation card. We got more foam, even more foam, even more foam, more stickers, a product registration card, and then we have a whole bunch of stuff down here. Exhaust pipes and fittings. We have this thing, assorted bolts, the catalyst, as well as the thing to attach the tailpipe to the bike. Let's get started. Before carrying out any work on the exhaust, check that its surface has cooled. This, at the very least, has to be the part that goes into the engine. And I know this because it looks like it. So we got two pipes. I'm going to bring out some gloves because I've read if you touch this stuff, fingerprints, fat, oil, etc. gets on here, it'll leave a mark once the exhaust heats up. I really bought these gloves for cooking. Never use them for cooking, so might as well use them here. One thing here, I think these hooks are for springs. That should be in here somewhere. I don't know if you can see that. These things hook on here, and then you pull it tight, and that puts the various metal parts into each other tightly. This is a fascetta tipo, whatever the heck that means. This I know. This is the part that attaches to the motorcycle onto which this is then screwed. Alright. I'll be back. Actually, where's my Haynes manual? Fuck it. I'll be back. Alright, so we got the Haynes manual here. We gotta look up the part on removing the exhaust. Electrical systems, contents, blah, blah. Index is in the back. Found it. Warning, if the engine has been running, the exhaust system will be very hot. Okay. Removal, step 1. Remove the right-hand frame cover, which is in chapter 7. Undo the 2 screws, see illustration. and carefully pull the bottom of the cover away to release it from the peg. Alright, we can do that. Okay, so our first problem is going to be right here. Here are the exhaust pipes, and they connect to the engine here through. There's one bolt there, there's one behind there, and then on the other pipe it's the same. I've heard people say that you need to shift the radiator out of the way to get to them because, as with most things on this bike, everything is layers upon layers upon layers. I even saw some guy who pulled the pipes off the radiator, which seems insane. However, you can actually access these pretty easily, these screws, without having to do a thing. I'm a big fan of taking the shortcut that seems like the easier route, but then inevitably leads to you breaking your fingers trying to fit them into a tight space and regretting your decision, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's not the right size. Let's try it. 12. There, that's perfect. What tool goes with this? I don't even fucking know. This? Okay, this is never gonna fit in there. I think we're gonna swap it. We're gonna swap it. We're just gonna use this thing. This thing should work, right? I don't know. Let's see. Now, the idea is not to remove this, only to loosen it. Wait. Righty-tighty. There we go. That's better. Is this loosening it? Oh, I think it's coming. Maybe it's just me. Oh, fuck it. Has it moved at all? I can't tell. Alright, let's keep trying. It's moving a little. I got it. It's finally coming off. It's finally loosening up. Now the question is just, how are we gonna get in there? Actually, hang on. This might actually be easier. I think we can fit this whole thing in there. There. Yes, come on. Come on. Fit it. Yes! Lefty loosey. Oh yeah, that's coming right away. I have since discovered that this tool fits everywhere. So all of that struggling was for nothing, because this thing just took care of it immediately. So our next problem is going to be the lambda probe, the oxygen sensor. And that is right there. This thing just plugs into the exhaust, and then via the wire here, it feeds information to the ECU about airflow, that sort of thing. This has to come out so that it can go into the new exhaust. Let's try this. Too small. Let's try 17. Seventeen's a match. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I mean, I'm an adult, but I still have to do this. There we go. Loose. And this actually this unscrews pretty nicely. There we go. It's out. And now there's only really two major steps left. The first is that the entire right-hand side foot peg mount and brake need to come off. We're not going to disconnect anything. We're just going to remove these two screws or bolts that allow us to swing this assembly out, because behind it, deep in here, there's one more screw which holds up the side of the exhaust. So once this comes off, we're going to loosen the remaining bolt, and then we're going to start taking everything off. Let's see. I don't have any hex keys in this. How can I not have hex keys in this? Oh, this is a hex key, isn't it? That's too big. I don't have any small hex keys in this. Alright, let me go get a hex key. Luckily, the one thing that wasn't in my tool chest is the one thing I actually already had a good supply of. We're going to try a size 6. And perfect. Let's do it. There we go. Ow, 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 thumb. See, there's the final bolt. So I've loosened all the nuts, and I'm going to start pulling off the exhaust now. Strategically, I'm going to start by removing one of the two bolts that holds each pipe here, and the other one I'm going to leave almost off. Similarly on the back, I'm going to almost pull it off. Once I remove either end, it's just going to collapse, and I'm going to have to hold it up with my foot or something. And just to make it easier, I want to spend as little time in that state as possible. Alright, now all that's left is this guy. Last bolt. Now, I should be able to just move it. Theoretically. How are you still attached? We found the culprit. See, the guide I was following didn't tell me, but there's an identical bolt on the other side. That's it. Jesus. So here is our giant, ugly, cancerous eyesore. Not much left of my glove, but we're making progress. Now just gotta assemble the new one. One thing of note is all this fucking dirt. See how caked it is? It's like you can't even break it off. Some of it's actually asphalt that I encountered on like the second week of owning the bike, but a lot of this is just dirt and grit from living in a Nordic climate. Alright, let's get started on the new one. Bike looks better already. Okay, so this is the first stage. Goes into the holes up there. Manual time. I've looked at the schematics and I finally figured it out. I think. First of all, I figured out. This is one of these spring holders. There's one on the inside of the bend and there's one on the outside. The one on the outside is lower. So it's supposed to sit like that. Then what you do is you slap this guy on, you put that on, and then there's this little copper gasket. You're technically supposed to replace this, but I don't give a shit. So this whole assembly is supposed to go in there. This doesn't fit. That sort of fits. And then this goes on top. It's really fucking weird. Fuck. Fuck. Wait, why did I even put that pipe there to begin with? That seems like an inherently pointless thing to do. Let's just attach this. Oh. Okay. And we got the first one. These bolts in here, they need to be tightened to 20 Newton meters. And a clever way, I do have a torque wrench, but it starts at 40. So a clever way to do it is, if you have your wrench, you know how long it is. If you have a scale, you can convert Newton meters to kilogram meters, or kilogram 23 centimeters in my case. Should work out to 8.7 kilos. So if I hold this and I pull it perpendicular until the scale reads 8 point something, that should be just about right. Good. We're actually making progress. Next step is to fit a spring onto there and then attach that. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna need a warm shower after this because I'm cold as fuck. Let's see where this will fit. I think like that. Yeah, that's good. Now, what did I say about the orientation? What part is this? It's 202, 201, 205. That's a 202. I think I put it on the wrong side. So it should be, ooh. Well, ooh. Ooh. That just slotted in. I tried to fit that in thinking that this piece belonged on the other side. But this actually works. Now we just need to fit this spring, which I'm not looking forward to. Where's my there's my wrench. Oh my god, that's tight. We're gonna put you down here. Oh fuck! Get hell! Oh Jesus Christ! Did it break? Oh, it's here. Okay, this can probably take somebody's eye out. Damn. Well, that's sitting. Alright, let's get the other side. This one might be harder. Alright, let's hope for the best. We got them. We got both of them. I legitimately think the worst part's over. Next up, we're gonna fit this new mounting bracket. That goes right there. This should be, I figure, fairly straightforward. Only question is, do we want to mount it backwards, forwards? Seems they suggest forward. Okay, so this thing just has to sit. There. Easy peasy. Not a lot of screwing and bolting left. It's mostly just pulling shit. Anyway, next up is the catalyst. This part is optional. You can buy this without the catalyst, but then of course it won't be legal. And we like being legal. There we go. Look at that. E numbers and everything. Alright, so this part has to sit there. Take a look here. See there? Right there are those clamps where we're going to attach another spring. Let's see. Where is our last spring? We've lost a spring. I never ended up finding that spring. It's gone. I searched for an hour. I am sure that I had 4 of them. There's actually a 5th one, but it's shorter. But I was sure that I had 4 of that length that I needed. But I can't find it. I've turned the garage upside down. I've flipped everything that could be flipped. I went to corners of the garage where I had never set foot. Right now, I'm ready to believe anything. Maybe they didn't ship it. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe a mouse stole it. So I've ordered a new one. I've gone back to the garage 2 more times to look for it. Still can't find it. Daylight, nightlight, whatever. It ain't here. So I've ordered a new one. It's going to take a day or 2. So we can't finish the exhaust until then. But we can finish everything else but that spring. Because the spring goes here. And there's another spring on the other side. And I can attach one of those. And I can attach this. And I can attach whatever else is here and attach it. And I can remount this. I can do absolutely everything. And just leave that one last spring for the end. So that's what we're going to do. That's the air sensor. This is going to screw in like that, righty-tighty. which means this thing is going to coil up in that direction, which means before we put it in, we're going to coil it in the opposite direction. Allow me to feel vindicated. I knew I counted 4 of these. I knew it. That's why I searched the garage 3 times, totaling probably 2 hours. I can't believe it. I thought it was going to take days. There we go. Oh, Jesus, this is not good. The whole bike is moving. Ah, got it. That's it. It is mounted on both sides. All right, last bit. You should attach this part. There's this really nice carbon fiber ring. It goes around the exhaust, and then that holds it bolted to the frame. See that? That's beautiful. That's going to create a nice baffling sound, isn't it? What the hell is that? What the fuck? Oh! Oh, look, if you look inside here, this is the dB killer, so this lowers the volume of the exhaust considerably. And I thought this was just a through pipe. But as you can see, it's capped in the end. And that's the other side of it. Like there's no pipe that goes through. I was really confused. I thought there was a manufacturing defect, but if you look very carefully, you can see that at the very end of the pipe, there are some holes. So I was not expecting that design, but fair enough. That's interesting. And then this hangs up there somewhere. And as long as we don't tighten this, we can slide it back and forth depending on how it fits on the tailpipe. And this goes here. This is really like, this is the last bolt. Last spring. This is not very tough. I can kind of do that one by hand. That sort of fits. I guess that's good enough. Let's tighten it up. Let's see. Does it say how much? 20 Newton meters for this one too. Time for the last step. All we have to do now is mount the foot peg back where we found it. Here's the first bolt. That looks so much better. I totally made the right call going for black. I guess there's only one thing left now, and that's to see how it sounds.